Nice.
Alrighty, so we're going to have losers finals, which is going to be Flaffy versus Captain Birdman. So these two players have actually had quite a history in previous dates from ICPM, which is the Intercollegiate Project M tournament, when we had Oklahoma State, or was it OSU, I think, that came, versus UNT. UNT actually coming out on top. In previous years, Oklahoma being actually getting first place in the latter year. So definitely have to take that in consideration with, I wouldn't say beef, but they have quite the history playing at NFA as well. Birdman definitely growing as a player with more potential, it seems, compared to Flaffy, but FlashingFire definitely having a better consideration of the matchup as a whole, and just as a community leader, basically being the Oklahoma rep throughout the years.
He's like our Arsenals.
Yeah. So, with FlashingFire being such a great staple, working pretty strong, I know that this is a very difficult matchup for Snake. So Falco actually has incredible diagonal pressure with his dare and is very quick on his feet in full hop, allowing Snake to have a pretty difficult time getting grabs. So on Pokemon Stadium, you have to be very, very careful. Just from the nuances, catching that roll in with the nair and immediately catching with the up air. Birdman, very, very patient, especially because with the burst movement that Captain Birdman likes to employ, it's really hard for characters like Snake just to try and avoid, because he uses forms of like Waveland, B reverse laser, and Dacus. So
very, very tricky. Like Melee Falco doesn't have access to a lot of these like various techniques. So people who like play Melee be like, oh, I know how Falco works. And they play Captain Birdman, like, I no longer know how Falco works.
Exactly. Very ambitious down smash coming out from Captain Birdman, and it just allows FlashingFire to gain that lead. Having those momentum and stocks like we were talking about previously, but Birdman putting himself in an edgeguard situation.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I like the drift. Making sure that he can just bait out any form of movement from Birdman, but no form of punish working afterwards. Oh, he wants to get him towards that mine, paying respects and working off the corner. The only problem is that Birdman technically has center stage now. Oh, keeping him in his place, stopping the movement, but Birdman very familiar with his own work of lasers.
Birdman also has to be careful where his pressure is just not tight enough. Snake's up B out of shield is amazing.
Yes.
It pops Falco up, it just starts combos. It's devastating if you miss your pressure as Falco.
It's an easier activation of... It's a parallel to Spacey's Shine Out of Shield, except one, it's easier, it comes out later, and it's more committal. So
I always thought of it more as Samus up B out of shield.
Yes. I think it's less committal than Samus up B out of shield, just because you can immediately act out of the up B.
Yeah, you can drop it and do aerials, but it's about the same startup and like same get off me option out of shield.
Exactly.
There we go. Flaffy going, what, 2 stocks was that?
Yeah,
Damn.
Very strong 2 stocks, and I think Captain Birdman just losing the momentum with his Falco. He's had some problems with the character earlier, and I wouldn't be surprised if we saw DDD come out. So, playing by the rules, and he knows this, if Snake wins in his match, you are allowed to immediately switch port priority.
This is any character. If you lose, you can counterpick port.
Yes.
Which is very crucial in this matchup specifically. Funnily enough, the Snake Ditto is a 51-49 matchup spread.
Yeah, it actually is. And this isn't a meme. It's depending on whoever has port priority will have the better interaction with third-party explosives. So you have to keep that in mind with things like sticks, grenades, and even your own down smash.
Sticks, grenades, down smash. When you grab Snake after he up smashes,
yes.
Like the mortar's coming down, like a lot of explosives generated by this stealth player, apparently. Yeah.
So a lot to keep in mind if you wanted to go into that Snake Ditto, but basically the same thing, just to make sure that Captain Birdman gets that bigger edge if he is falling upon a big third-party interaction from any form of Snake's explosives. So
there we go.
ooh,
oh,
he actually hit Cypher.
Yeah, Cypher's pretty tough to get through. There was a oh, that was a good drop back air.
Yeah, and something that you can be very confident about, especially with a strong up B that we see from Snake. Opting for dash attack, but that diagonal pressure that we were stating earlier, super strong against Snake with the down air. A great response, and we're seeing momentum go into Captain Birdman's hands for the second game in Losers Finals.
I've been noticing Captain Birdman's able to catch a lot of Flaffy's landing with lasers, putting him in like more stun, able to like approach and do pressure, which is a little bit better than what he did last time. Both explode. No one's really in a punishable situation.
Ooh, I like the Dacus throwing Captain Birdman off. Here's the punish. Ooh, delayed, catching with the jab into the immediate forward tilt, but missing the trank. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Badly spaced down air on shield, and he just gets grabbed for it because he started it too early.
Now, we aren't seeing a lot of low profiles in this matchup, and one of the big reasons is because Falco's incredibly well at calling out Snake in his low profile with down air. It's probably one of his main tools for general approach and shield pressure, and it's relatively safe if Birdman does it very well on top of FlashingFire's shield. So you really have to keep your wits open.
Birdman noticing that Snake's shield is starting to get smaller and smaller and smaller. It's no longer covering his feet, so he just goes for that down tilt that pops up really high in the air and it kills him.
And a lot of option coverage coming out from FlashingFire. Hopefully he can get a strong punish, miss the stick, but with the Dacus, that bear is going to get a great stock.
Oh my gosh.
Ooh, Birdman is gonna have a heart attack.
I about died. Cypher doing a little bit of work. Cypher's a very interesting move. It covers Snake as he comes up from like below you. It keeps going as Snake like drops down. It's sort of it's interesting because no other like move does that.
Yeah. Ooh, catching him down with the tech chase, and this is in FlashingFire's hands if he plays it correctly. Great option coverage off of the platforms, recognizing it, but immediately losing it. Birdman could have the potential here with his own carry.
Unfortunately, he gets like a really good carry off stage, but he's not able to land that down air.
Ooh, and he tried to look for the double jump, but Birdman was patient. But the quick startup off of forward tilt, definitely going to get that kill.
All right, let's see. I don't imagine Birdman would be switching characters. I feel like he's gotten a lot more confidence in his Falco now. He's like, I've learned a little bit more.
Yeah.
I know what to do.
I think it's more risky to go to DDD in this case, just so you can get the edge guard potential.
Or Wolf.
Yeah, or Wolf. I think Falco is the great pick just because of the advantage in the matchup. The hardest part is just winning neutral so consistently, just because Flaffy is so confident and incredibly strong in his option coverage when he is in very poor positions.
Now, Captain Birdman is one of the only like Falco players I know, just because if you want to play Falco, you actually have to play really well all tournament, or you're just either going to lose halfway through from being tired, or just simple mistakes add up really quickly on this character.
Yeah, and Birdman is one of the strongest Falcos in the world for PM, having that very unique style and almost proper style for PM, just abusing all of the intricacies with the engine that is provided for this character, actually making him stronger and allowing him to survive a lot better in some pretty consistent scenarios that we've been seeing. That bear going to land, trying to catch with the up tilt from Snake. Oh, yeah, and just holding down that potential. Snake basically saying that I also have lasers of my own, so definitely be careful with your own horizontal pressure.
Unfortunately, Falco's almost always in the air, so the chance of landing a sleep dart, if you're just like going for pure randomness, it's very low. But I saw Flaffy able to actually time a dart with Falco's landing after a laser and put him to sleep. Ooh. almost gets him with the back air, but Snake, high percent, gets launched very quickly.
Yeah. Ooh. And not being able to die off the top at 184 is going to be a big problem. Flashing Fire working.
Oops.
Yeah, they're definitely having their own fun with this match. Just because being able to live at this high percent on WarioWare,
almost unheard of.
yeah, it's almost unheard of in the fact that not dying.
Falco's got to live
The man's at not 192.
Falco's got to get to 200% on WarioWare.
Yeah, to die from down air. All right.
Oh my
Well,
God. 204 before he's finally dead.
yeah, I think that's a frame 5 Shoryu. I think I don't remember how fast the up tilt comes out. It's pretty damn fast though.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
one of Snake's fastest moves. So
It used to be really broken
it's
in Brawl.
the uppercut jab. You
Yeah.
know what I mean.
Shoryus would be invincible. He's right.
Huh?
Shoryu would be invincible.
No, DP overall would be. It doesn't matter. They're practically the same thing.
They're both anti-airish moves.
Yeah, I mean, they are anti-airs, and they have the same, like, consideration. I think a lot of people just take in consideration that DPs usually are the invincible, but the ones that get punished. I just call Shoryu because that's the general animation.
I think the true DP of the game is Samus up the other shield. Very,
You think?
very committal, very good at getting people off of you.
Oh,
if they're
yeah,
not
but
doing something.
incredibly punishable.
Yeah, but very, very punishable. I think that's like the Shoryu of the game.
Yeah. Birdman catching Flaffy out with the,
Up
with the
smash?
shine grab, and then catching him up with that up smash earlier. Flaffy getting the stick previously, but losing it. Yeah. And
All right.
because Captain Birdman was at such a high percent on that stage on WarioWare, it caused some difficulties. They're going to switch ports once again.
Going back to Falco, probably. The only problem now is Snake now has access to very large stages. Very, basically just giving him a lot more longevity, whatever that word is. Longevity. Oh, Metal Cavern.
Longevity.
Longevity, yeah.
Yes.
I know how to English. I've grown up here in Texas.
Yeah. Home of the best grammar, y'all.
Y'all, we got the best schools.
Yeah. It wouldn't be a surprise if Metal Cavern is the new pick, especially for Snake. I personally would have banned it, but a lot of these stages working out in Snake's favor. I think besides Green Hill Zone, FOD, and I think that's about it. I think that there are some major problems that can happen for Falco Lombardi on PS2 and PS2, Battlefield, and Delfinos overall. FOD is his best bet if he wanted to go for the counter pick, but once again, this is in Brennan's hands. So we may see, I think it's going to be Metal Cavern for me. Ooh.
We were both wrong. I was thinking Delfinos.
Oh, yeah. All right, if we're going to go for Smash Build, there's still a lot to be had. If Captain Birdman goes on this win, it puts FlashingFire back into the think tank, where he can immediately diversify his options. Ooh, getting that chain grab, and I like the immediate stick that he got off of with 77%. Being able to play with his toys, Birdman not being able to escape with the
Oh my gosh.
with the lack of platforms, only having that one moving. So having a mini FD going to be able to work in his hands, and it makes sense.
Shoutouts to the best song on the pack. Life will change from Persona 5. This is the real reason to come here.
Yeah.
I definitely don't come here for the balloon. It's for the song. Almost gets that trank, but Birdman able to get the shield up in time. Oh, actually gets the up throw down there. Interesting. I wasn't thinking he was going to get anything on that high percent.
Yeah, me neither.
Finally gets one power shield, and Birdman's already jumped above it.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, this pressure.
Yeah, and just being able to start a combo off of Shine Out of Shield is going to be one of the greatest features, especially for a character like Snake, where you have to be really on your point, make sure that you use the the moves that always put you in frame advantage, which is shield, or which is shine. So if you think about it on paper, and I've said this in other VODs, but Falco is always in frame advantage just because he has a frame 1 option that works at the close range. So in scramble situations, easily one of the hardest characters that you have to face. Snake also being one of them, just because his up B comes out pretty quick as well.
Yeah, they're both very different, like, scramble characters, though. One is very, very definitive, get off of me, and the other one's, I'm starting this combo now off of your mistake.
Yeah.
Oh my god, very patient play. Gets another up throw down air.
Yeah, and we see that from poor DI and no SDI off of the lasers coming out from Snake. If you want to avoid any form of confirm off of Falco's up throw, you either have to immediately DI a certain direction and then SDI the lasers the opposite direction that you're DIing, just to really throw off any form of Falco. That DAC was unbelievable. Or if off of the up throw, you can immediately just SDI the lasers up, and then it makes the Falco have to fully commit for a full hop up or down air.
Oh my god. Sorry if that was loud, but
no, it's fine.
I was spooked.
Yeah, it makes sense. If I was the Falco, I would also be scared, immediately getting the up tilt just to cause any form of launch potential onto the Spaceys. Birdman playing pretty immaculate, though. The punish game, a very consistent back and forth, trying to go for the low profile, but Falco having pretty stubby hands, not at that general height, the grab box being a little bit lower for him, so he's able to call out the low profile.
I think the SC actually made Birdman play better. He's like, wait, it's do or die time now.
Oh, he wanted the tech, and he wanted to punish it.
Oh, that's it? No, it's not it. He SDIs out of it before the final hit can get him.
And that was really good of Birdman, but even better of Flaffy. Just to immediately air dodge. Now that side B was on purpose.
Yeah, it definitely was. And it ended up working out for him. Got him to the correct spacing he needed to start doing the pressure. And he's dead. No.
Captain Birdman once again getting 3rd place. I think this is like the 3rd time that he's gotten 3rd place.
Behind, usually it's Arsenal's and Lunchables, right?